There are stories that live in the shadows, stories whispered only at night, stories that slip between the cracks of the ordinary world and the world we pretend does not exist. Tonight, I'll share a tale that challenges everything you think you know about reality. A disappearance so strange it defies modern science. A Reddit encounter that reveals what might be living in the corners of your room. And a haunting that didn't come from a house, but from something far older. These are not stories for the faint-hearted. These are stories for those who dare to look deeper. Before we begin, if you ever drive at night, especially on lonely highways, this story will stay with you longer than you want it to. I've always been a night driver. The quiet, the empty highways, the way the world feels paused. I loved all of it. But after what happened last year on mile 46, I take the longer route home. It adds an extra hour, but I don't care. I'm not driving that road again. Not after him. It was a Friday night, 12:17 a.m., when I left a late shift at work. Rain was falling lightly, the kind that looks almost silver under the headlights. My GPS had automatically routed me through mile 46, the fastest way home. I didn't think anything of it. Back then, mile 46 was just a road to me. Now I know it's something else entirely. About 15 minutes into the drive, I saw him, a man standing on the shoulder of the road, soaked, head lowered, one arm raised like he was hitchhiking. He wore a dark coat, the kind that looked heavy even when dry. I slowed down because something about him felt wrong. But he lifted his head, and I saw the fear in his eyes. Not fear of me, fear of something behind him. Against every natural instinct I had, I stopped. He opened the back door without asking and sat down quietly. I glanced at him through the rear-view mirror. "Thank you," he said, voice trembling. "You're the first car that stopped." He didn't look dangerous, just exhausted, maybe even traumatized. "Where you headed?" I asked. "Anywhere," he whispered. "Just drive." That was the first sign something wasn't right. People don't say anywhere unless they're running. I started to drive again, the wipers scratching across the windshield. After a minute of silence, he said something that chilled me straight through. "You shouldn't have stopped for me." I froze for a second. "What do you mean?" He swallowed. "I died tonight." The air inside the car felt like it dropped 5 degrees instantly. I forced a laugh, assuming he was hallucinating or in shock. But he continued. 3 hours ago, I remember the truck's lights, the sound, then waking up on the road. People kept driving past me. I thought maybe someone would finally help. I gripped the steering wheel harder. My mouth felt dry. "Look," I said, "you're hurt, you're confused." "I'm not confused," he interrupted. "Look in the mirror." Slowly, I tilted the rear-view mirror toward him, and my stomach twisted because I could see his shape, his outline, but no face, just darkness where his features should have been. I jerked the wheel, swerving slightly. He leaned forward, and the temperature dropped even more. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said softly. "I just didn't want to be alone." The radio suddenly cut to static. The lights on the dashboard flickered. My phone turned off on its own. I felt something else then. Not just fear, but presence. Like someone or something was now in the car with us. "I shouldn't be here," he whispered. "Whatever is following me, it's close." "What's following you?" I demanded. He didn't answer at first. Then he slowly pointed out the back window. I looked in the rear-view mirror, and that's when I saw it. A black shape moving down the road. No legs, no face, just a stretched shadow like smoke crawling across the asphalt. It moved in pulses, jerking closer every few seconds, as if the darkness itself were dragging it forward. "What is that?" I shouted. He shook his head slowly. "It came when I died. I thought if someone picked me up, I could outrun it." The shadow shape was getting closer. Too fast, unnaturally fast. "Drive," he whispered. So I did. I pushed the gas pedal to the floor. The road twisted wildly, rain hammering the windshield as the speedometer climbed. But no matter how fast I went, the shadow kept pace, gliding instead of running, stretching and contracting like a living nightmare. The passenger spoke again. "When it touches me, I disappear." forever. I couldn't breathe. And if it catches you, he added slowly, you'll take my place? My blood ran cold. We were approaching a bridge, an old one, metal, shaking even in good weather. The shadow was almost at the trunk of my car now. Hold on, I shouted. The shadow lunged. Right as we crossed the bridge, there was a flash of white light, a scream, maybe his, maybe not, and the car skidded to a violent stop on the other side. When I opened my eyes, everything was silent. The rain had stopped, and the back seat was empty. He was gone. No door opening. No footsteps. Just gone. But something else remained. A wet imprint on the leather seat, like someone had sat there for hours. I scrambled out of the car. The road behind me was empty. No shadow, no shape, no movement. Just darkness. When I got home, I searched the news. My heart nearly stopped when I found it. A man had been hit by a truck at 9:13 p.m. on mile 46. He died instantly. They showed his picture. It was him, the man from my backseat. I don't drive at night anymore, and when I must, I avoid mile 46. But sometimes, just sometimes, when I check my rear view mirror, I see the shape of someone sitting there, a dark figure, patient, waiting, and the seat is always wet. Some mysteries have answers. Others only lead to darker questions. And sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that follow you long after you stop listening. If you want more stories like these, true crime, real encounters, Reddit horrors, and the unexplained, subscribe and return again. Because the greatest fear is not the darkness. It's what lives inside it.